Hey guys, welcome to a new video. Today we are going to be building a house for the iconic Mrs Crumplebottom, who is one of my favorite characters in The Sims 4. I love her. So I'm really excited about this build, but also because it's actually going to be inspired by Agnes Crumplebottom in The Sims 3. Just before we get into the video, let's thank our sponsor. Thanks so much to Disney Dreamlight Valley for sponsoring today's video. You can now purchase Disney Dreamlight Valley and the Storybook Vale expansion, which is now available. It's in the description down below to check it out. So if you're not familiar with Disney Dreamlight Valley, it's one of my favorite games because it brings together all of my favorite Disney and Pixar characters into a life simulation, but also adventure game, and you have to figure out the storyline of the Forgotten. This expansion pack looks particularly beautiful in the storytelling and the graphics, as you can see, because these little, oh my gosh, those little animals are made out of paper like origami. Ooh, it looks so pretty and autumnal. Ah, look at the waterfall and all of the bookshelves. This new puzzle is testing me. And there is also a new tool in this expansion as well. I love playing this game just because it's very cozy, it's very feel good, it's gentle, and it's also magical. You can check out Disney Dreamlight Valley and the Storybook Vale expansion today by clicking the link in my description down below. Thanks so much to Disney Dreamlight Valley for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back into it. Oh, I'm so excited for this. So like I said, we're going to be inspired by Agnes Crumplebottom in The Sims 3. So she was younger, she was a young adult, and she had a really cool family story. Her household description said Agnes Crumplebottom hadn't even changed her last name to her husband's when an unfortunate accident on her honeymoon ended the marriage. Between her growing bitterness and her husband's ghost scaring away gentlemen callers, only the bravest Sim would ever try and win her heart. So perhaps this is the story as to why Agnes dislikes romance anywhere around her, because she was heartbroken. This is Agnes's house in The Sims 3, which we are going to be inspired by. And I loved this house. This is one of my favorite houses. I guess the style is early 2000s. I mean, it's contemporary, but it's weird because the interior is decorated with like all of this bougie, more traditional furniture. So it's kind of both modern and traditional. I do like the shape of the kitchen. I think that looks nice. Oh my God, look at the marble toilet. I miss creator style so much, where you could make anything, any texture, and make everything match. I really love how these chairs are placed. I always thought that was just kind of unusual, so I really want to recreate that. And these bookshelves I used to be obsessed with in The Sims 3. I would use them all the time. A few of you guys are even still watching who watched me when I was playing The Sims 3, so you might even remember those shelves from my earlier videos. Look how ridiculously big her bedroom is. This is like comically huge. I do not know how we're gonna furnish this room. Maybe we'll turn part of it into a wardrobe. And then one of the most fascinating things that I loved about this was the mysterious kids room, where it looks like it's been half painted, half prepared to be a nursery. And I feel really bad because I used to think that room was creepy, but I think it's because I never really read the household description properly, because it's actually really sad because they wanted to have a kid together, but then her husband died. But yeah, I thought it was mysterious and creepy at the time. So where we're building the house today is here in San Sequoia. I bulldozed this house, which is fine because I actually built that house, so I don't feel bad. I always feel guilty if I bulldoze other creators' homes in packs. But when it's my own, I'm like, it's fine. Anyway, we're pretty much copying almost tile for tile the exact same house layout. I am going to add a few extra rooms just because some of the rooms are so big, it just looks ridiculous. So we will have like a few extra rooms. And I also think that'll be handy if you guys want to download the house. And I have to say, I was really confused about how to, I guess, furnish the house because the exterior is a little different. It's kind of contemporary dated, I would describe it as. And Mrs Crumplebottom in The Sims 4, you know, she lives in Henford-on-Bagley. You'd assume she'd live in some kind of cottage. But at this point in her life, I think she was just trying to be a little bougie, a little glam. Maybe she hadn't fully found her taste and style yet. So we're gonna go with an interior that's maybe showing off a little bit of old money, and also someone who's potentially just a little confused with what they like, and maybe they're just finding themselves. So it's going to be contemporary exterior, just like the one in The Sims 3. with a more traditional glam slash bougie slash potentially even a bit gaudy style. And I thought it would be nice to have a bit of a fountain at the front here. I was going to do the U-shaped driveway, but there's two things that stopped me from doing that. One, the size of the lot, because I did like the idea of her being in San Sequoia for this house. And two, not just the lot size being an issue, but we don't have cars in The Sims 4, obviously. It's very, very upsetting. I wonder if we will ever get them. Surely, we have to at some point. It's been 10 years. We have to have some kind of cars. You know, even though obviously the worlds aren't open worlds and you can't really drive anywhere, I still just want to be able to build with garages and have a car, you know? Even if they just had a little animation like what they had in The Sims 2, I would be stoked. I'd just be happy with them as objects, to be honest, that you can click on. Anyway, and maybe interact with if you can like fix up a car or something like that. Anyway, I'm getting really off track now talking about cars. So yeah, I think this house turned out pretty good. Now I am obviously already building the house before filming this, just because again, I concentrate a lot when I'm building and it takes me a really long time when I'm just copying the house or when a house is a little bit bigger. So that's why I tend to build it first and get it ready for us to furnish together. So if you're into the real-time furnishing, we're gonna get into that in just a couple of minutes. And also I thought I would do glass balustrades around the exterior of the house, but in the end, we're gonna change this back to the black, I think. And I was really struggling to find a door that I liked here. So we're gonna go with an open bifold door, but by all means replace it if you wanna download this house and you don't like the open door look. That's totally fine. In real life, I love bifold doors, but I could not imagine having one in Australia just because I'd have to have fly wire, you know? I don't know what they call it in other countries, but the wire over your windows, because we get so many flies here and mosquitoes in summer. I just don't know how people have everything open, as lovely as it sounds. Maybe in other states further up north it works, but it does not work where we live at all. Then we've got the square windows up here. I just think this house is so unusual, the shape, but I really love the roofing. Like, I do like roofing that's a bit dynamic and a bit different because I think it pushes me to be more creative with my building. And sometimes one of the best things you can do if you want to spice up your gameplay or your builds is to try and recreate things, whether they're houses that you see in real life and putting them in your game, or if they're from past Sims games. It can be a really good exercise to learn new things and build in different ways than you might usually do, and then you actually learn new ways of building. So we love that. And then the garden I felt like should be a little bit more manicured, a little bit more perfect than how I usually do my gardens in The Sims. I think in a way, having these really perfect manicured gardens remind me a little bit of earlier Sims games where everything kind of looked very perfect and geometric, just the earlier game style. And also the grass was darker and more lush in previous games, I think, or at least in The Sims 3 it was. So we'll also do some terrain painting where we just darken the grass a little bit or make it a little bit more muted and it looks really lush. I imagine Mrs Crumplebottom comes from old money. So she, you know, even as a young woman, she was living in this lavish house that she bought and she could have the garden as manicured as she liked because she could afford a gardener. She didn't have to worry. So, basically what I'm trying to say, she's not at all relatable, the young Mrs. Crumplebottom for most of us, but yeah, I think this is a fun build to do. And we'll also do the baby's room as well. And I don't know, maybe you guys can download it and come up with your own Crumplebottom storyline. I would love to hear if you're gonna download it or if you wanna download and renovate and turn it into your dream house or whatever. Let me know in the comments down below because I would love to hear. Also, I love this fountain, and one of the things I've done for the interior to help with these enormous spaces, I tend to do this quite frequently, and that's create a double-sided fireplace in the middle of the room so you can split it up and it's not just like this crazy massive room in there. So that's an idea for your builds too. But without further ado, let's get ready to furnish the place. You can see here I've started with the nursery, so I'll show you where I left off with that. Okay, so like I said, we're building over here. So let's go ahead and see what I've done. Hopefully I've made you guys proud so far. All right, so the exterior of the house really does look like it's just jumped out of The Sims 3 into The Sims 4, so I love that. I still don't know what kind of style this is. It's a mishmash for sure. There's nothing wrong with a mishmash. So yeah, this is the back. I decided to put a little garden up here, and I'll show you the changes I've also made inside to the floor plan, but we've got a barbecue table out here. I just thought I'd put a few things around the place. A hot tub. No, unfortunately, it's not the anniversary hot tub, but it is a hot tub. And we do have a lot of furnishing to do. I just did the bathrooms. Oh, and to kind of, I don't know, establish what vibe I was going for, I did this front area with the chairs twisted around, and I think it feels like Crumplebottom. You know, it's a little bit old money with the old paintings and the traditional furniture and the sculpture. There was a waterfall over here, like a fountain in The Sims 3, but I thought a statue might look a bit better. I've added these columns here to build up the space a little bit more and allow it to look less sparse. And then for the bathrooms, we're using some Life and Death pieces because I love the bathroom pieces from Life and Death. I think they're a great middle ground between contemporary and traditional. So it's looking bougie, definitely looking bougie. And then in here, this will be the kitchen. I love this painting, that's from Love Struck. Over here is a big 2-story dining room. Like, this is dramatic, and that's how it was in The Sims 3. 2 stories. Then over here we have a lounge room half 1, and around here is lounge room half 2. So this is where the TV is. I thought a piano could go in this space over here, so I've roomed that off. I just put a few objects over here. I really wanted to use this little mushroom because it's so cute. I love mushroom. I don't know what we'll do in here. I was thinking maybe like an office. And then in here I did another bathroom. So yeah, basically this entire space was all open in The Sims 3 and it just looked a little much. So yeah, I've just kind of created bathrooms coming off these rooms. The idea was you could turn these into bedrooms quite easily and these into en-suites. Or given that it's just from Mrs Crumplebottom, she's got a piano room in her office. And then when we go upstairs, you've got the corridor area to the right here, the half nursery. So there we go. We're back to the nostalgia with the wallpaper, just a few things in here. It's like the carpet's half being placed down. And then at the end here is the enormous bedroom. I don't know what we're gonna do with this. Oh, well, the first thing we'll do is actually fix where the lights are floating. I think we'll keep that nice big roof. We'll just have to continue this white wallpaper, potentially. So yeah, we've got this enormous bedroom. It was even bigger with this space, but I've decided to turn that into a gorgeous, dreamy walk-in. And then we might change this up, but I was just playing around with doing a bathroom. It's definitely extra, but I'm thinking if you're a single lady like Mrs Crumplebottom and you're absolutely loaded with cash, I mean, and sweet simoleons, I mean, why not go crazy and do something divine? And then I also added this third level up here. Again, not entirely sure what we'll do up here. Maybe we'll just do some attic space and storage space, but I just thought it could be a handy extra thing to have because, again, it was a lot of space having double height ceilings as well. So yeah, maybe let's do the kitchen. You know, I didn't mind the original layout of the kitchen. So maybe we'll recreate that just because it's actually quite different to what I would do myself. So I'm kind of unsure whether we should do black or white. Either is sublime. I mean, maybe we do the black with the gold in it just because it's a lot. Or is it too gothic? No, actually, I think we're leaning towards maybe, hey, I'm doing another build for the goths. Let's go with the white so we stay far away from that. And I think the island bench just was like this. It had a corner piece like that. Maybe we don't need this rug. Just gonna place it over there for now. I really feel like I just want to make it this shape, or like, I don't know, push it back a little bit perhaps. But then I'm doing what I said I didn't want to do, and that is doing the same thing that I would usually do. I'm definitely obsessed with all of these new pieces from Life and Death for the kitchen. And they also have a gap in the cupboards over the sink. It's different. Well, I do want to use the tall cupboard because I don't think we had that in The Sims 3, so it's just kind of fun to use that. And I think it actually makes more sense having the range hood where there's no cupboard, as opposed to like nothing over the sink. So how's about we do that? Oh, beautiful. Then there's actually a whole sink counterpiece that we can place over here. They actually had the bin just tucked here, but I feel like we have so much space in here. Pop it maybe over there. I'd put it over here, but I don't want to cover the beautiful painting. Maybe the smoke alarm can just sit above that. It's so sad. They have like one lonely stool. It's like, it's just for Mrs. Crumplebottom. I mean, do we want to have a little bit of fun and use this wallpaper from Lovestruck? Because this looks really good in kitchens. Because it's almost like this could be tiling. I mean, I know it's a stretch, but it kind of looks like it could be. Or if the pink is too much. Oh gosh, the blue is bright. Whoa, and that's bright too. I'm not really loving the reddish wood on most of these swatches. Maybe we do just have a fun pink kitchen. Also, I'm not completely sold on these roof tiles either. But that's the difficult thing about this whole build, is that I'm not completely sold on Mrs. Crumplebottom's taste and how she likes to do things. I feel like previously Mrs. Crumplebottom might have been really friendly and she might have loved entertaining and been really lovely, but then everything just turned bad when her significant other passed away. So she has these on display for herself, but she'll never offer them to anyone. You know, that's just how she is now. She'll slap you with her handbag if you put your hands out for some cake. She loves coffee. She's so about coffee, but she has everything. So she's also got a tea maker. Actually, let's get this tea maker. And you know, I think her love for country themed things can come into fruition a little bit in this house. Because one day she decided to move to Hempford on Bagley when she was a bit older. Maybe she got tired of being around too many neighbors and people bothering her. So she went somewhere a little more remote, but also with all of the things she loves, like flowers and bunny rabbits. Oh my God, you know what we have to get from Bite a Bug Mode? Her handbag. I don't know if it's in Show Hidden Objects or, ooh, tarot cards. I'm assuming it's from Live Edit Objects, actually. Oh my gosh, here it is. It's in Debug. It is the iconic Mrs. Crumplebottom's handbag. I mean, I wish it came in different colors. Obviously, we have to have that right at the front door, and maybe she has this one too. That's phenomenal. I feel like it should have a plumb bob instead of a diamond. The one time I like plumb bobs in the game. Or maybe these bags should just be everywhere because she has so many versions of the exact same bag. Oh, and she can have some groceries on the bench. She probably only gets produce sent from Henford on Bagley because they have the best chickens. You know what I mean? You know what? I'm actually into this kitchen. I like that she's having her pastel pink moment in here. Okay, maybe the country is coming in a little bit too hard. That's gorgeous. Because she loves flowers, because she has a flower store in The Sims 4. Okay, for our lovely dining room, I thought this green rug was kind of cool, but I'm open to other colors too. Well, let's look at what table options we have and chair options and maybe go from there. So this is the most expensive traditional looking table. I also like this one. This one from Get Famous kind of seems like Mrs. Crumplebottom's vibe at this stage in her life. It's a little gaudy. I like it for her. It's a little glam, it's a little fabulous. I think that the difficult thing is figuring out what can actually go with it though. I know this is a little crazy, but what if we did the yellow swatch? I've never used this yellow swatch before. Maybe with white chairs to go with the white legs. I mean, obviously we're gonna change the wall color. It's kind of over the top, but I like it. The gold and the yellow. We need serious curtains on these windows. I think maybe the cream over the butter yellow or the lemon yellow. But will these look weird on double height? It's a little odd. It's a wee bit strange. But like, what else do we do? Or do you just have curtains on the lower windows? Because we could do this and have the windows peeping at the top, but that also seems a little bit strange too, doesn't it? I think the easiest thing we can do is just have curtains on the lower windows. Oh, look at these ones with the gold and the black on them. Oh, she would love that. She would think that is the boy's nose. I'm actually thinking maybe we get the snow escape windows that can sit a little higher than the curtains. Maybe we can have just like one dramatic painting here, because it's gonna be grand. pond. And because she loves fresh flowers, she'll have fresh flowers sitting on the table. I just love how over the top this room is. It's just, I mean, imagine going to someone's house and this is their dining room. You'd be like, whoa. Make sure to save because we do not want to lose all of our work. Now the lounge room, I keep changing the wall colors and I'm just not sure about this. I feel like the black rugs are too severe and I'm just not happy with this either. I mean, we could do this new stone. I just feel like none of the stones really suit it. What about this kind of beigey color? Salmon beige, 90s beige. We're definitely moving very quickly away from the original color scheme I thought we would go for. That was really dark. Now we're going very like light and pastel, taking an interesting turn. I don't know if I've ever built a house that looks so different on the inside to the outside. I mean, there's just this plain white couch, which we love. I love these base game couches. They're just classic. Maybe we should go the couch from The Sims 4 University or Discover University because that's got a really nice pinky color without it being a Barbie shade. Don't get me wrong. Love Barbie shades. But I think for this room that might work a bit better. Although the only problem is we only have 2 pieces to this set. So maybe, well, it looks a little strange. Or, you know, do you just go double trouble on both sides? Or do we get rid of that and we do 2 couches like this? And is that fireplace perhaps too modern? I was matching that to the exterior of the house. I mean, we could do this fireplace over on this side and then a smaller fireplace on this side above the TV. I kind of like that idea. I love this coffee table from the jewelry pack. And I know this is from the art kit and it's usually meant to be something that they paint, but some of them are actually really nice just on the coffee tables as decoration. You don't have to use it to go with the theme of the pack it came with. And we've just got to have fresh flowers everywhere. She's like Lisa Vanderpump. Oh my gosh, I've never seen this in my life. I guess maybe it's debug. I don't know, what? I think you unlock that, surely. Or else I do not know how I missed it for this long. Occasionally I will find something in the game and I'm just like, I have never seen that before. I'm like, how is that possible? And for the other side of the room, I'm just making everything lighter because I've just made this super pink. And then I love pink and green as a color combination. I always think it looks so nice. And we're just really loving the base game pieces today, aren't we? Which is great because it's much easier to download if you don't have all the packs. And also base game often has all 3 pieces in each lounge set, which is really helpful because I always like to have the 3-seater, the 2-seater, and the armchair. And then you just have many options on how you can furnish your lounge room. You guys, on the weekend, I was actually looking at real life lounge furniture because I feel like now that we've been renovating, then you're like, wouldn't it be nice to get something to put here or over here? Renovating in real life is like my favorite thing I've ever done. I love it. Oh no, I just realized the door's over here. And our couch is right in front of it. I think we might have gone a little bit too generous with our lounge room. Might have to bring it in a little bit. Okay, now this looks bizarrely, or kind of bizarre because it's so small. What if we moved the door over to here? I think that's our only issue. We've just done it backwards. How's that look from the outside? We need an outside check. Yes, that's fine. I really wish these eco lifestyle doors were a solid deep black like this color because that's also an eco lifestyle window next to it, but the swatches unfortunately don't quite match. Okay, now I think the Sims should be able to get outside just fine now. I like this double lounge setup because it just seems very fancy to me. Having so much room, you have 2 lounge rooms. Like, that's a little luxurious. That's a little fancy. If you have 2 lounge rooms, you are fancy in my eyes. You're very fancy. This is the lamp I was looking for because it's got that nice muted pink color that ties in with our cushions. Maybe it seems a bit weird over there. Maybe I should go over here. I sense we need a poof. Sometimes you just sense you need a poof in your life and you gotta go for it. Sometimes in life, I just need a poof. There we go. You can even slip clip them underneath the coffee tables, and that's kind of a nice little addition. Although it looks a little contemporary for this house over on that side in the formal area, so we won't do that. I think this is good, the piano room. There's not a whole lot we can do in terms of curtains when it's a diagonal window next to a straight window, glass to glass. It's just a little bit tricky, so I might just go with these sheer curtains. Oh, actually, let's go with these. You know what? Maybe these will look better in this room as well. I would get the Desert Luxe kit literally just for these curtains. The amount of times and the amount of builds I use them in. Another thing I love to do in my fancy builds, actually let's be real, in all of my builds, is I like to put one of these behind the couch. We put a poof underneath, or if not that, we'll put an ottoman. Sometimes, ooh, that looks good. I haven't used that ottoman underneath a table yet. Ooh, girl. Let's have it peeking out a little bit. We just throw a little bit of clutter on here. And look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? Okay, this office, I think we should go with these beautiful blue and gold tones. A map seems very studious to me. Also, I've seen this recent trend where like so many fashion labels in Australia are printing maps on their skirts and dresses, like world maps. And I swear that there's like one trend forecasting studio in Australia that must just give really specific things that are going to trend and be trendy. And then all the Australian brands end up doing the exact same thing because it's so specific. It just seems so strange. It looks like a nice study nook, doesn't it? Love that. Maybe with the feature wall back there. If you're ever in doubt, always just do a feature wall. Feature wall, bookcase, bam, 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 and you're good to go. God, this is such a weird house. It is like the Sims 3 one, like modern exterior, traditional interior. It does feel like Mrs Crumplebottom. Maybe because she likes florals so much, upstairs can have floral paper instead. What should we put up here? Some dried roses. A bit extra, isn't it? With the lights behind. Interesting choice. Or maybe instead of doing two of those here, we could just do like a cheeky hedge, you know? And then have those lights at the same height as our other lights. We'll put another fancy painting up. Oh God, I wonder how much this house is worth now. 198,000 simoleons. Good Lord, Mrs Crumplebottom. She's not struggling. I think in the kids' room there was also a little teddy bear, so perhaps we pop a little teddy in. A little cute teddy. Oh, that's really small. A Grim Reaper bear's probably a bit morbid. And then we have our giant things in The Sims 4. Maybe we just go a giant toy. Oh, and they also had a crib. Oh, I like this. Oh, and just in case anyone is wondering why you're watching, there is no custom content in this build. This is all Maxis. And if there's anything you do like, I do have a creator code Deligracy, which you can use, and it directly supports me as a creator. So thanks to anyone who's been using the code. I really appreciate it. Oh my gosh, I love this bassinet. That was such a cool pack. They've done some really good packs recently, like the Storybook Nursery. Sixum, who they worked with, kind of nailed it. Okay, that can be in the kids' room. There we go. We have a couple of things, or maybe we'll just put this over there. Just so it's like they're trying to get this room together. Maybe they have a couple of curtains, but that's it. You know what? The more I look at it, the more I think the patterned wallpaper is too much. Let's go with the plain up here. That's better. It's just too much. And then I'm not sure about this wallpaper. I don't think it goes with the rest of the house as much as I like it. And what's going on with the roofing wallpaper? I actually think we're gonna have to use this. Let's take a look. Yeah. Or actually, we could just have a regular ceiling here and then have this section open. That could work. Let me just pop this down here for a little while. Roofing can always get a bit fiddly, as you can see. Okay, I think it works now. Okay, so now we're just gonna figure out what kind of bedroom this is gonna be. It's so massive. Like, part of me thinks, oh, maybe we should be keeping the massive bedroom as a nod to the original just because it's somewhat epic. And then another part of me is like, I want to fix it so it doesn't look crazy. We could use the 4-poster bed thingies from Lovestruck, these. I still don't fully understand why these aren't, I don't think they're in the catalog unless you have show hidden objects on. But they would need to go with whatever bed we pick. I just don't see her having the vibrating bed. It just doesn't really seem like her. I'm sorry, I just can't picture it. These seem like our best options to me, but I'm not really liking the swatches on the 4 poster. This is very dollhouse, so maybe this one. I wish we had some more swatch options on here. It's quite restricted. Ooh, what if we went for this kind of a floral? Ooh, and these pink curtains might fit. That's looking pretty. These curtains, I think, are from the Modern Luxe pack. Yeah, nice. You can put the rods in between. Oh, we're gonna have to lift them up, aren't we? It'll look a little bit weird if they don't match the height of the other curtains. So I hold down Control and press the 9 key to lift mine. Oh, and now it doesn't want to work because it snapped to the window. Oh, I can lower it. Okay, it's all good, folks. You can lower it pressing Control and 0 key or Control 9 to lift it. Okay, I'm liking the bedroom. I think it's nice with the florals because she loves floral. I'm a little bit tempted to do the green again, but we've already done pink and green downstairs. Why does it just not really matter? What matters is that Mrs. Crumplebottom loves it, and she better. Well, that's too much floral. Can't go wrong with a base game rug. And to add a bit of a traditional element to it, let's add some traditional side tables. Oh, actually this reddish brown color kind of works. Ties in with all the pinks. God, this room is so big. I mean, what are we gonna do down here? Just have, honestly, I really want to just go like this and turn this into a master wing of the house. Oh, but there's no windows here. I mean, we could just do another fireplace up here. I know it's not a real fire, but I feel like she would put fire equipment next to the fire. You can have a little chaise lounge and marble moment here. We'll do the same curtains and wallpaper in the bathroom. Oh my gosh, that is a lot. Or maybe we repeat the kitchen wallpaper up here. I like that wallpaper. Or, to be a little bit different, we could do the candy stripes. I so badly wish that we had a plain marble wallpaper because I'm always wanting to do matching marble walls to this specific flooring and like this bathtub. The Sims 4 Lovestruck added these like half wall windows for showers too. That was a nice addition. Just something different to use. We could actually do 2 of these and then have the shower room in here. Ooh, we can have the fancy lit up mirror from Spa Day. Gorgeous. Okay, there's the fancy bathroom. Maybe we should have a chandelier in here. Make it that little bit more extra. We gotta do a Get Famous wardrobe. She would for sure have a Get Famous wardrobe. I mean, she is the Agnes Crumplebottom. Imagine her handbag collection. Fancy wardrobes always have a center console area. So let's do this one. Where they have jewelry, watches, fancy things. Oh, that looks divine. It's fancy things that fancy people have. Okay, where's the handbag? Here it is. Okay, should we put them on an angle like this? This has heaps of these handbags. I really, truly wish we had some different color swatches of them. Because can you imagine how many Sims she hits with them? So obviously the bag is gonna get damaged. So she's gonna have to have multiples. She has to have backup Crumplebottom bags. Might put another row just to be sure. And some more shoes. I think she needs more shoes. Beautiful. Why is this wardrobe the most expensive? That's so random from base game. Well, actually, technically this is the same price. Like, it's more expensive than this. Let's put one of these fashion things here. For a woman who isn't flirty, I feel like she'd still be very focused on her appearance. Okay, and then last of all, this attic space. I mean, the best pack to use for attics is obviously going to be basement treasures. So let's just put a few things up here. Maybe this is like an old wedding photo. She used to be a redhead, perhaps. Boxes and stuff. Oh yeah, she'd have a vibrating bed tucked away upstairs. I could see it. She's hiding it, but the passion's always been there. Her husband's trophies. Okay, it's just some stuff up here. And you know what? Maybe a couple of nursery things. Like maybe she's held on to an old dollhouse. Yeah, we'll pop that up here too. Okay, well, I think this is finished, so let's do the grand tour. Oops, I forgot to fix the roof. There we go. Here is our beautiful house. the Agnes Crumplebottom, it's called. Isn't she divine? And you'd expect it to be quite modern on the interior, or at least contemporary. But that's not Agnes. No, no, no. She comes from old money. She likes a bit of tradish. But the house is cool. I'd love to see a contemporary renovation of this, actually. Like the interior. Anyway, so that's the outside. Moving inwards. Well, we have our lovely fountain here, our seating area. We go inside and wow, okay, it's traditional. Got the handbags at the front door. There's a bathroom in here. I think there's 4 bathrooms altogether. So this is our first pink room. And if you're wondering where the toilet is, don't worry. The toilet is just through here, although maybe a privacy issue. We've got some lovely custom tiles here. To the right is our lounge room, and to the left is Agnes's dream kitchen. This is a lovely kitchen. I like it a lot. Kind of reminds me of ice cream for some reason, like ice cream parlor. So it's very nice. And it has a little seating area over here. And then we have the very dramatic dining room, which is really fancy. She really went all out for this. Borderline gaudy. The windows and curtains are a little weird, but I feel like we did the best we could. Very, very fancy. The fancy lady. We go outside, there's a lovely barbecue. Just down here is more seating, outdoor dining. Beautiful manicured gardens and more to extend to if you want to add a pool, perhaps. A lap pool could go there. Okay, let's come back into the lounge. So this is the TV part of the lounge, looking back the other way. And then to our left is our piano room that also leads to a bathroom. If you want to sit and play some tunes, you totally can. And just around here, we have our formal lounge. Very nice. Have a cup of tea, gossip with Agnes. Just in here is yet another bathroom. This is the blue bathroom. And then just here, this is Agnes's office. It's quite nice, the colors in this room. I think I like the colors in this room the most. Upstairs again, the colors are a little more calm. Just in here, this is the unfinished nursery that could be turned into anything. We just kind of kept the same storyline as what was in The Sims 3. Hot tub outside, good for sunbaking. You could pop a telescope out there, spy on your neighbors. Actually, I think she would totally do that. And then down here is the master wing. Okay, so you come into the lounge room. I think we did a good job breaking up this enormous room. Behind the lounge room is Agnes's dream wardrobe. And I mean, look at those handbags. What a dream. Backups for days. And her jewelry. That's pretty. And then in here is the boudoir. Pink, lovely. And then she's also got her styling area. The bathroom's just through here. It's quite a nice bathroom. It's an interesting floor plan, but I like how he did the shower. And the toilet's in the corner. Very nice. Just watch your head on the chandelier. Careful it doesn't go pop. And then a little strange, but there is an attic space up here where perhaps Agnes would eventually put, whoa, that was my hand shaking. Perhaps where Agnes would put like a workout area eventually, but it's pretty cool. It's just nice to have the extra space to kind of do whatever with. Right now it's her storage. So there you go. Let me know what you think of Agnes's finished house from The Sims 3. I don't really know how I feel about the interior, to be honest. Yeah, I'm just not really sure how I feel because it's really not to my liking or taste. And it doesn't suit the outside of the house, so it just confuses me a lot. If you would like to see me build a house for any other Sims, whether they're in The Sims 4 or from past games, or even build The Sims 4 Agnes a nice cottage or English manor, do let me know in the comments down below. As always, thank you so much to my amazing members for your support. The top members have their names here. Thanks for holding up this channel and helping us out. I really appreciate it, and I hope you're enjoying the bonus videos. And as always, thank you guys for watching. I hope you're having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world, and I can't wait to speak to you all soon. Dag dag!